So in these sessions, so first 4 sessions would be completely of theoretical part. Now someone who has knowledge of success factors, the basic knowledge of success factors, or if you are already into SAP, a few things must be, you must be knowing this, these things. So please bear with me. Since a lot of us are, doesn't have any experience or knowledge into success factors, all of them are new to success factors. So I'll be giving this basic information as well. Okay. Okay, let's start. Today's first topic would be the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant.
Venu, sorry to interrupt. This is Chris. Did you mention
Yeah,
that
Chris.
the recording and the PDF will be shared with us?
Yes. So all of you will be getting the materials access. Okay. The access to material, we have all the material in the drive. You'll be given the drive access. You can download the content from there. Okay. So we have a lot of PDFs. We have a lot of PowerPoint presentations. We have some, PDFs. Okay. Configuration workbooks and so on. So these can be downloaded. Every day, all of you will be getting the recording, okay, after the session. Okay, not immediately after the session, but because it takes some time for processing, so you'll be getting, in a 3 to 4 hours time. And you'll also, all of you will also be getting access to demo access, okay, access to instance or system access, okay, which you can use it, 24/7 for 30 days. Okay.
Thanks, Venu.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, the first thing is on the roles and responsibilities. So what would be our role, no, after getting into success factors? What would be our role in SAP or in other technologies? We have a lot of roles, like a functional consultant who configures the system, who understands the requirement of the customer and configures the system as per their needs. We'll have a technical consultant who writes the code or who customizes the application. Okay, we have basis people who set up the system. Okay, or IT people who set up the system. We'll have a GRC or a security team who would be looking after the permissioning, like who should have access to what data. And then we'll have workflow consultants who would be working on the approvals part. Now, generally, these are the roles of a SAP consultant. But in success factors, we don't have these many roles. We only have one role called a success factors consultant. Now it can be associate consultant or a consultant, senior consultant, lead consultant, or team lead, so whatever it is. But it is only the success factors consultant who would be doing all of these things what we have discussed. Okay, we'll be doing the configuration, we'll be interacting with the customers, getting down the requirements, will configure the system as per their requirements. We customize the product as a consultant. We'll be doing the customizations as well. Now, customizations can be a simple change like adding a field to the existing portlet or changing the property of the existing portlet or creating a new or completely new table or a screen. Okay, or changing the themes. We'll be working on workflows. We'll be setting up the RBP, which is role-based permissions, the security part. Okay, we'll be setting up the system, like we'll be designing the themes, we'll be designing the home page, we'll be creating the reports. So all of these things are done by a success factors consultant. So we only have one role here in SF. And then what are the responsibilities? Now, all of these things what we have discussed again, so those are the responsibilities. So in basically in SF, we have two types of projects. One is implementation and second is support. Like implementation would be, we'll start requirement gathering from customer. We'll go sit with customer, understand the requirement, configure that in the system. We'll have to test it before we deploy it to customer. We'll be testing it. If everything is working fine, we ask some of the business users to test the system. Okay, they will be testing and they'll be giving us the sign off. Or if there are any changes that are to be done, will be doing those changes, and then we get sign off to move all the approved configurations to the system. Okay, so that's what we do in the implementation. In support, once the implementation is completed, the one good thing in SF is every customer who is using SuccessFactors should have the support consultants working with them. So once the implementation is completed, we'll be moving to support phase, or some other team would be handling the support. So what do we do in support? Support, we do mainly the support is divided into three parts. The first one is the production support or incident management, where we'll be looking after the tickets, okay, which contains the issues. Those customer would be raising a ticket, okay, there'll be, now depending on the ticketing tool what they are using, some customers use ServiceNow, some customers use Salesforce, or some customers use Excel, or some customers use just an email, no, uh, to track all of the issues. So they will be creating a ticket. We'll have to understand the ticket. What exactly is that issue? Is that the issue? Is it the configuration issue? Is it the knowledge gap, or is it only the analysis what we have to do? So we understand it and we fix that in the system. That's incident management. These tickets are called incidents, and we call it incident management. And then we have change management. After implementation, there may be a possibility that they request for additional changes in the system. Example can be they're using two-level approval process for transfer, okay, which was configured as part of the implementation. But now they want to have the similar process implemented for promotion as well. But they want to have three levels of approvals here. Okay, so this is a change in the system. This is a new change which we will have to do in the system. So this is also taken care by the support consultant. Any change, now change can be a small one or a big one. When I say small, just change in the field attribute or adding a new field. Okay, that's a small change. Or you want, or they want to have a process implemented, like they want to implement global assignment, or they want to implement time off or a time sheet. So that's a big change in the system. And then third is the management. SuccessFactors upgrades the product once in 6 months. We call these releases as 1H and 2H. First half of the year, second half of the year. This release happens twice a year. So in the release, we'll have to go and understand what are the new functionalities that have come in the system. We'll be talking more about the release management, okay, maybe in tomorrow's session. Okay, what comes in release, what is our role, what should we be doing, how we have to educate the customer about the new features. So all of those things we'll be discussing in tomorrow's session. Okay, so these are the roles and responsibilities of a SuccessFactors consultant. So here the terminologies what we have used is a client or a customer. Or who is a client or a customer? Can somebody tell me?
So to whom the consultant used to work, for whom, sorry,
Okay, the end
for
user who is
whom?
going to use SuccessFactors application. Okay, they are clients or customers. That's a HSBC. HSBC is a customer of SuccessFactors. Okay, now SuccessFactors is to be implemented for HSBC employees. So all the employees would be using the SuccessFactors as their HRIS application to maybe apply leaves, or to look at their pay slips, or look at their compensation statements, or to download the offer letters, or HRs would be using it to hire employees or transfer employees. Okay, so they are called the clients or customers. Now who implements SuccessFactors to customer? Now it is SAP. It is SAP who would be implementing the SuccessFactors application, because SuccessFactors is owned by SAP. But again, SAP cannot implement SuccessFactors for all the customers across the globe. There are thousands of customers. There are thousands of customers in each region. And it is not possible for SAP to implement SF for all of these customers. So SAP gives license to implement SF application to customer. Okay. And these organizations, okay, are called the implementation partners. So all of us would be working for different implementation partners. Examples, your Deloitte, Accenture, IBM, Capgemini, Cognizant. I've given the big names, but we have many small companies as well who implement SuccessFactors. Can anybody go and implement SuccessFactors to customer? No. Firstly, you need to be partnered with SAP. You need to be associated with SAP. So you need to pay some license to SAP. SAP will be giving you authorization to implement SuccessFactors. It is like a franchising. Now, if you want to have a KFC or McDonald's burger, where should we get? Do we get those products in any supermarket? No, right? We'll have to go to the nearest franchisee. Okay, there are some products which we get everywhere, but there are some products which are available only with the respective outlets, right? Same thing, SuccessFactors can be implemented only by implementation partners. If you are associated with SAP, then you can implement. The third is consultant. Who is a consultant? Consultant
Work
is
from
someone who works for implementation partner, works for implementation partner, or who are hired by implementation partners. Now, sometimes consultants will be hired by clients, directly by clients. Why cannot clients have their own consultants? Because they are not partners of SAP, they are customers of SAP. To do the implementation, you need to be part of a partner. So sometimes you'll see that you'll be hired by a customer. Now you'll become employee or the end user of a customer. Maybe if you have the knowledge of SuccessFactors implementation or the configuration, but you'll still be used as a support user. Okay, so you'll be supporting the employees, okay, or your own colleagues there. You'll not be able to do configuration for other companies there. You'll only be limited to that particular customer. If you are part of the partner, you'll be working on multiple projects. Once a project is completed, okay, let's say 6 months or 1 year, the one project is completed, you'll be moved to a different project. Then that project is completed, you'll be moved to a different. Now it could be either implementation or it could be support. Depending on the availability, you will be moved between the projects. Okay, clear about these three things? Any doubts here?
you.
Any doubts on what we have discussed so far?
Well, the
No doubts?
things you have told in support,
Hmm.
implementation and support. So the things you have told in support, there uh,
Incident
you have told.
management, change management, and release management. This is what we do in support.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
You want me to explain again any of these things? Feel free to ask questions. Don't worry. Okay, you want me to explain anything or you want me to give some additional information in some area, I'll do that.
In
Are
support,
we?
you have told we have to change something on a higher level or lower level, so we have to do it.
And support, yes, change is part of support. Okay, so what is a change? I'll give you an example. Okay, so we have a personal information block on the people profile. Like if you go and open the employee profile, system shows up all of the information. Personal information, you'll see first name, last name, middle name, display name, gender, salutation, and so on. Some fields in personal information. And then you have contact information, you have address information, you have phone information, you have education details, you have qualification details, you have employment details like job information, org information, comp information, where your salary is stored. So you have all of this information on the employee's profile. Okay, now customer wants to have one additional field in a personal information. They want to track date of birth also and personal information. Date of birth is part of biographical information block, but I'm just giving an example where they want to have a date of birth field in personal information where they can add the employee's date of birth. Okay, so that's a change in the system. So it doesn't exist and customer want to have it. So we'll be configuring that field, the date field for the users. They will be able to select the date from the calendar. Okay, that's the change in the system. Is that clear? Incident meaning, now
Yes.
change can also be part of an incident. Okay, now the request that comes from the customer, we divide them into either incident or a change. Okay, now when do we call it as an incident? There's some issue in the system. Let's say one of the HR user is unable to hire employee because they're getting some error message. Okay, and the system is not allowing them to proceed further. They are not able to submit the request and hire the candidate. So we'll have to go see what is the issue, why system is giving that issue. No, what is the root cause? No, how to fix? You fix it and ask your HR user to hire that employee. Okay, so that's the incident management. Now, incident management can, again, you can have different SLAs like high priority incident or a medium priority incident or a low priority incident. So something which is stopping their process, that's a high priority ticket. They'll be creating high priority ticket, we'll have to fix it immediately. Now, some issue or some knowledge gap, okay, or some analysis which is to be done, that's either a medium or a low priority ticket. Maybe you can take 2 days or 3 days to fix that issue. That is medium priority. And then low priority, like you are asked to check if this is possible in the system. It may take 1 week or it may take 10 days. Okay. So depending on the customer, it can be high, medium, and low, or very high, high, medium, and low. It can be anything. Okay. And lastly, the release management. So implementation consultant also should be knowing about the release. This is for everyone because every 6 months success factors would be updating the product. Like how we see these updates. If no, if you are using iPhone, you must have seen the latest release, which is 17, iOS 17, right? There are a lot of new features which have come in iOS 17, right? Similarly, success factors would also be updating their product, okay, which contains new functionalities, new features, and it can be now the bug fixes also. After iOS 17 has released, now you go and see the version, you'll see it as 17.0.3 or 0.4. Why? Because they have identified some bugs and they have fixed it through some patches, right? So success factors would also be doing this. They'll be releasing the new functionalities, new features, bug fixes once in 6 months. We call them as either 1H or 2H. If it is happening in the first half, we call it 1H. And if it is happening in second half, generally first half happens in the month of April, May, and second half happens in the month of October, November. So it is going to happen on 20th. So all of you know will see some new features. is going to update. Now the release is going to happen on 20th of October, the next Friday, midnight. Saturday early hours, if you log in, you'll see some new features in the system. Okay, Saturday or Monday, when we log in, we'll see some additional features. Clear? This batch got that benefit of looking at new features of one of the release.
I think for EC also there is a new release, right? 2H
It is
is
for
recently
all the
came in.
it is for all the modules, not only for one module. So when I say the release contains the new features, new functionalities, bug fixes in all the areas of success factors: employee central, RCM, recruiting, RCM or recruiting, PMGM, compensation, whatever modules that we have in success factors. For all of these modules, you'll see the new functionalities.
So we'll be covering that, right, in this session.
We'll be covering some of the EC related functionalities. Okay, not every functionality, whichever I feel that is important for you to know, I will be looking after that. Okay, so we'll be talking more about the release in tomorrow's session. So how release happens, what is our role, what should we be doing when the release happens. So all of that we'll be discussing in tomorrow's session. And again, once the release is upgraded, like in 20th or 23rd or 24th, we'll be discussing about those features. We'll go and see those new features in the system. See, you will not know whether it is a new feature or not, because you are new to success factors. You don't know whether whether the feature exists earlier or not, right? So next week when we start the practical part, we'll be looking at some areas. If there are any new features in those areas, I'll try to explain you or show you that. Is that fine?
Yeah.
But still, we'll see what are those new release features, at least if not all of them. So we'll have around close to 500. Within Employee Central, you'll see around 100 to 150 features. Again, if you filter like major ones and the minor ones, okay, not all releases or all release features are applicable for all customers. Okay, so if you filter all of them, it comes to like 30 or 40 for each customer. Okay, so there are many functionalities in EC, Employee Central. Okay, all of them not be used by all customers. There's a timesheet or a time off. Now, some customers may say that we don't want to use time off and timesheet. We have a different application for that. So we don't have to go through those time off related features for that customer. For your knowledge, yes, you can go and see what are the new changes that have come or that are done in the existing application. Okay, clear? Can we move to next topic?
Yes.
Yes. Any other questions? Okay, good. Landscape. How many of you know what is a landscape? We use this term in all technologies,
Yeah, we know like
or at least someone who
development
has worked
quality
on SAP
production.
should be knowing it. So what are development quality in productions?
Development is the place where you do the configuration
The
and
sequence of implementation that we do for a customer or the architecture of a system is called the landscape. Landscape are the architecture. So when we do the implementation, we don't directly do it in a system. So same thing, if Apple or a Samsung has to update something in the system, they will not directly do it on customers. Now, who are customers of Samsung or Apple? All of us who are using those mobiles or those products are no customers for them. They don't directly add something into our system. They will, before they apply these functionalities, they will be testing them, they'll be developing them, they'll be testing them, and then the finalized product or the finalized software is updated in the customer systems, right? The same thing we do it in SuccessFactors as well. So we follow the 3-tier structure called development, quality, and production. This is the minimum structure for any customer across the globe. When you subscribe for SuccessFactors application, they will be giving you all these 3 systems: development, quality or test system, and then production system. So what do we do in each of these systems? Development will start our configuration. So your customer has given you some requirements. So those requirements are to be configured first in the development. Maybe all of the configuration what we have done no may not work. So you'll have to change some configuration, okay, test it whether it is working fine or not. Now once it is working fine, once you feel that it is working fine, you'll be moving it to the next level. But you'll be doing a lot of configurations in the development. All the configurations need not to be moved to the quality or the production system. Only those things which are working fine can be moved to quality. So here only consultants will be logging into development system. And the testing what we do here is called the unit testing. Each and every configuration that we do, we'll just go and see, test whether it is working fine or not. Once it is working fine, we'll move these configurations to quality system or the test system. We call it either quality or test system, where some of the business users along with the consultants will also log in here. Along with the consultants, we'll have some business users or the end users, some end users, the process owners. They will be logging in and they will be testing the system. And this testing is called UAT, user acceptance testing. All of those configurations what we have done is based on the requirements that we have gathered from customer. Okay, and these customers will validate, test the system whether all these processes are working fine or not. If there are any changes, they will give us those changes. No, this is not working as expected, you need to change some configuration. So that we'll be doing it in the development system. Again, you test it, move it to quality system. Once they feel that yes, everything is working fine as expected, then they will give the sign of yes, this is approved, this can be moved to production for all the employees. So we'll have all the real-time employees in production system. If an organization has got 10,000 users, so all of the actual data, you will see it in the production. In the quality or the development system, you will not see all 10,000 employees. You may see 1,000 employees in quality or 100 or 150 employees in development, which we have tested. Maybe some employees we have transferred, some employees we have dummy employees whom we have hired, or maybe we have terminated some employees or promoted some employees. So there are changes which has happened here only for testing. In production, you will not be testing anything. You will deploy all the approved configurations to production and which is ready to use by the end users. That's production. Now, this is the common setup for any customer across the globe. But for some customers, you may see the additional systems as well, like a pre-production or a test system. Okay, pre-production. If you have quality here, you'll see test system here. Okay, or you'll see projects. So customers can have any number of additional systems other than these 3. These 3 are for every customer, but for some customers you may see 4 systems, total of 4. Along with production, dev, quality and production, you'll see pre-production. For some customers you'll see 5, pre-production and test also. Some customers you'll see 6, some customers you'll see 7. Some customers you'll see only 3. So it all depends on customer to customer. So when you subscribe, when you pay the license to SAP, they'll be giving you these 3 systems. And you want to have one additional system, you need to pay additional amount. Okay, and the license what we pay to SAP is per user. Now per user means today we hire one employee, you go and pay the SAP. It's not like that. So the contract between SAP and the customer, okay, when they do the contract, they'll say that now customer will say, we have now 5,000 employees in the organization, we may extend up to 10,000 employees. So our count would be somewhere between 5,000 to 10,000. So you pay for that. And the licensing fee vary depending on customer to customer. If you are a premium customer with all of the modules implemented with unlimited license, you can add any number of employees into the system. So the licensing fee is different. You want to use only for your organization is a small or a medium one where you have only 500 employees. But again, the hirings what we do, it may extend up to 1,000 or 700 or 1,000. So you pay only for those 1,000 users. Okay, so licensing is per user, so they'll be charging per user. So you have 1,000 employees. So I'll give you an example. Let's say $10 per year per user. So $10 into 1,000, $10,000 you need to pay for that year. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. It's not $10. Maybe SAP is charging $10 for some customers, I don't know, but I'm just to give you an example, I've given that. Okay, is that clear on the landscape?
Yes.
Like,
A quick
who can
question for
use
you.
the
Yeah, one at a time. Go ahead. Yes,
So
Satish, go ahead.
sorry. So when we see SAP HR, where all the SAP HR projects are slowly, steadily, or completely, they have to migrate by a certain date to SuccessFactors. So what are the pros and cons, what you observed between SAP HR and SuccessFactors?
Pros and cons. So there are always pros and cons between application to application. Okay. The one main advantage on SuccessFactors is we don't have multiple layers. Okay. Like in SAP HCM, if end user has to log into system, so there is something called ESS or MSS, right? And then
Yeah,
if a
ECC also is
consultant or
there. Yeah.
sorry.
ECC is for
Yeah.
PA30, PA40 actions and
Yes.
everything.
ECC.
ESS is for
Yes.
like employees.
Yes.
ECC, yeah.
Yeah. ECC is for the admins or the consultants to go and maintain the data or to go and configure the system, right? So if a HR has to hire an employee, they will log into ECC. So you need to have credentials to log into ECC. You need to have SAP logon or SAP GUI, okay,
Yeah.
to maintain the data. So there are some transactions which you use like PA20 to display data, PA30 to maintain the data, and so on. Okay, and if an employee has to log in, the end user has to log in. Okay, now be it admin or any employee. Let's say I want to apply a leave, or I want to look at my personal information, I want to update my phone information, or I want to update my address information, I want to download a payslip, or I want to download a document. So you need to log into ESS, Employee Self Service. So we don't have these layers in SuccessFactors. Everybody will be logging into the same. Now, SuccessFactors is a URL based. So everybody will be given that URL and one credentials like user ID and the password. So when you log in, depending on the role that is assigned to you, you're an employee, you will see your data. You're a manager, you will see your data and your direct reports data. You're a HR, you'll see all employees data. So depending on the role, okay, you're a consultant, you'll see all employee data. Along with that, you'll also be able to do the configuration. Employees will not be able to. Now, the application is same. Everybody is logging into the same application, but a consultant can configure the system. The end user can only use the system. They cannot configure. When they try to search for the navigation, what we are doing, okay, like manage position or add new employee will not show up for an end user or the employee. Add new user is only shown to HR. Okay, that's the main difference. The look and feel is there's a lot of difference between the ESS what we use and the SuccessFactors employee self-service portal. Okay,